Yeah, definitely headphones as well. I am okay. So anyway, maybe I should say hi everyone. Welcome to our discussion for December 11th, 2019. So because we are recording now, so we do have a lot of user questions to go through. I kind of summarized a couple or pieced them together because some of them were similar or they pertain to the same topics. So when we get to those questions, I'll kind of try to read those or not jumble them together and they'd make no sense. But then we are also going to go over milestones. So we have an update for our 1 million milestone, 1 million posts, which we've reached. And I got a preview of that, which will be the actual post will be released on the site very soon, within the next day, I believe. And then our next milestones will go over that, what the goals are going to be. We have a couple previews for our commons coming this December on the 15th, so just a few days away. Some previews for our next event. Not sure how in detail we will be going into about our winter event, but I do have that here to discuss with you all. We're going to go over, and then just an update about staff applications, because that has been a hot topic of discussion for questions. All right. Where to hop in? I think we will go through our user submitted questions, kind of, because that's like the bulkiest part of our discussion today. All right, sorry. And if I do pause for any reason, it's usually because I see someone's typing, and so I kind of want to give them the chance to post their response before I continue, just in case it has to do with anything I just said, to avoid having to backtrack. So, first question is, will there be an orb special edition for Chinese zodiacs like there was for the Western zodiac? As of right now, we don't have any plans for any Chinese themed zodiac for plasma orbs, but it is a really good suggestion and it's something we'll look into. So thanks for putting that on our radar. I believe our our boardwalk summer event. The sets were based on like possibly Chinese zodiac signs or similar. So yeah, though if I'm remembering correctly, that's what I think they're very similar or they're inspired by the Chinese zodiac. Because I know we had like the monkey set, we had trying there were quite a bit of sets actually, and if Ghost is around, he might know better. As just backup, do we have any other staff here right now? Looks like just Ghost. Yeah. I'm pretty positive that our Boardwalk Summer event was inspired by the Chinese zodiacs, but that doesn't mean, yeah, very loosely. So it doesn't mean that we won't use that as inspiration or base like future items or sets off of them. Gotcha. All right. Have you guys thought about badges or achievements? An example, 1,000 forum posts, logging in for so many days in total, playing the puzzle game 10 times. So this is something I've thought about before. It's for like possible improvements or new features for the website. Nothing that's in work right now, but we definitely think that having some sort of Voltra badges or achievements like that would be neat to get users more active in the forums. There'd definitely be rewards involved. Not sure what that'd be, but it would involve probably small reward of like currency, vaults, and then also some other item in addition to that, or crafting and stuff like that. Next question is, could we have a page or selection of Voltra or section of Voltra that has all of the past event or canon comics? So eventually, yes, that'd be nice to have. Right now, I'm just going to direct everyone towards our event archives. All of our NPC threads with art by our staff members and the storylines behind all of it should be stickied at the top of each event forum. If they're not, definitely reach out to us and we can get those stickied so it's more convenient for current users and future users to find those to reference, because a lot of the artworks are really great, like they're amazing and fun to look at and like follow along with, seeing the story illustrated. And then one day the knowledge base will have those summaries and links, yeah, as it goes to saying, to make it easier for you guys to reference those. Yeah, and that's definitely going to be very useful to users. So that's amazing that you're taking on that task. And let's see. Next question: what do you guys have planned for the next event? So we're going to touch on some just very basic. Sorry guys, long day. I had 2 exams today, so I'm trying to get my brain in order and stuff. Where was I? So we're going to touch on event aspects later on, but we definitely have a winter solstice event planned for 2019, as we had a winter solstice last year as well, and that's one of our annual events now that it's going to become Voltra tradition. Next question. Is there any updates on when Jigsaw is coming back? So if you were here during our Reaping Ritual 2019 event, we released our first game on Voltra, which was Jigsaw, and we do have plans to release it very soon. We kind of just been trying to work out and decide. We've had discussions about if it's going to be granting currency or not, just because we don't really have the best vault syncs right now, and if it's going to be spitting out vaults, kind of figuring out those numbers. But I've also read that the community is just kind of wants something to do, and they enjoyed Jigsaw, so it might be coming back with just no grant for currency right now, but as we did during the event, it would be an opportunity to grant event currency for you all. So that's like for our lurkers and stuff who aren't as chatty on the forums or as active. So yeah, I'm hoping we'll have that we'll probably maybe even release Jigsaw with the winter event coming out, because there's going to be more art involved with the winter event as well. And I thought it was neat and a great way to showcase our artists' talents and their pieces of work that they create for the website. Yeah, and I think we'll always have a cap for games in general. Um, just to be careful, so if it's not, so like it can't be abused, or it can't just give it can't introduce that much currency to the website. So, and 1 second guys.
Can I make me some coffee?
Yes, stop bugging me. I muted it. Go ahead. Do you know how?
Pour it into the little cup?
Yeah, you have to pour it into that little K cup.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. I do have my mom visiting here, so she was asking if she can make herself a cup of coffee. All right. And then, so to continue on with games, there was a couple more questions. What games do you have planned to release? We actually do have one other game that's in development. We actually started working on it prior to Jigsaw, but we saw Jigsaw to probably be more beneficial and enjoyable for the community. And we were kind of already had the assets available since we had the art from previous events and the new event. And that was Blackjack's game. So that's nowhere near done. We wanted to work it out so it doesn't really have the gambling aspect that some of our members have been concerned about. We're trying to make it a way to like kind of remove the risk factor, so like in the end the user's not really losing out on their vaults, or if they're donating ohms to the site to sell for vaults and then using those vaults for the game, kind of that aspect. So that's something I'm not sure when that's going to come to the website, but we pretty much have the coding behind it completed. We kind of just want to work out those kind of quirks behind it, and then get some really great assets for it to make it all sparkly and pretty and all that. Yeah, there will be some sort of I was I've discussed, or it's been brought up on staff, like some sort of reward system, where you're getting like tickets that you'd get at an arcade and you would exchange that for something. So that's kind of like where I think we're going with it. And that's another good point, a vault sync. I mean, if you're losing your vaults at blackjacks or a game, it's not like you can't always just turn them back. But yeah, there's just that. It's not completely set yet. That's just kind of what we had in mind. We're kind of just weighing like pros, cons, and what's like what just finding out what like any other concerns may be behind it. But I myself am a fan of blackjacks. I could sit there all day playing that. So we'll see what comes of it. And let's see. And then our final question for like game related is, when we have more games, what do you think about leaderboards? I think that's a great suggestion. I don't see anything really wrong with it. Depends on just the coding side and how long that would take to put together. I don't think it'd be too complicated. Um, but I'm not a developer. Well, I mean, I've learned a little things here and there, but I'm definitely nowhere near where I would hope to be. But we have like our not a leaderboard, but I don't know, is it called leaderboard in our forum? I'd have to double check. But our top posters, and that seems like a similar concept. I'm really glad to hear this input about like losing vaults while playing games, because there's also been talk about like a fee to play the game, like you pay so much vaults. But I just this is good feedback to know, because honestly, it's what you guys would prefer. I mean, if you all are game for losing vaults, it's something I'll keep in the back of my head. And also, just because I don't interact with the marketplace that much, I know I've seen the like I've sometimes glance into the marketplace and I can see what some of our older items are selling for, what the rare sets are selling for. So I definitely see that prices are creeping higher and higher. So yeah, I don't think Leaders Board would be so difficult. We would just make a data table that's keeping track of the user scores, and then from there, the table and the code would do it itself. But of course, we need someone to code the code to do that. So, oh yeah, paying for vaults and then winning tickets. That's a good way to kind of siphon out vaults, but still getting some sort of benefit from it, or getting an equivalent in another kind of currency. Um, All right, thanks for the heads up, Ghost. Okay, yeah. Something that we haven't really touched on yet in our with our collection of items and what's available on the marketplace and what we've released on the site is like re-releasing items. We haven't necessarily done that yet. And of course, maybe we can get a gauge with our new poll feature or something from the user base of what your thoughts are. If you're like for re-releasing or a way to get. Um, Actually, I'm kind of speaking too soon. Well, yeah, it's good to know your guys' input on that because re-releasing, what are we releasing? Like, if it's donation items, are they being re-released for ohms? And what are like event items for vaults? I don't know necessarily about releasing like donation items for vaults just because people had donated to get those in the first place, but it's definitely an idea or a suggestion to keep on record. Yeah, we are. We just hit like our 2 year mark, so we are still pretty young. One thing I know that I do know about like items not being like older items, especially, and with older users who just maybe don't visit the site as often anymore, those items kind of just sit in their inventories and they're never going to get out into the marketplace. So that's a worry. They're like a thought that I've had. How do you kind of get those? All right, awesome. Really good feedback. It's good to know that the majority seem that they're all for re-releasing. Just maybe it's just a little too soon, especially to re-release for just to buy, and depending on if it's for ohms or vaults. A special event, that's something to think about as well. Maybe there'd probably even be a cap. I don't know, like if we had an item re-released and there's only like 100 copies to go out. That way, it's still not just like completely infiltrating the market. I don't know if that's the right term, but it, people have the chance if it's an older item, then that older item can like depreciate its value. I guess if there's too many now, something like that. Time to consult an economist. Well, you know what I'm trying to say.
Here you are, Prince. What you doing?
All right, and so yeah, I don't remember how we got onto the idea of re-releasing items, but I mean that's all the questions we had for our games. All right, awesome. I will definitely reference to this feedback and bring it to the rest of the staff and the other admins because that's something we've talked about before with re-releasing. We just didn't know how to go about it. So these are definitely good points to think about. And so next question, if we don't mind moving on, any update to the inventory system? How far are you guys with the upgrades? Or the update. So from what I've seen, our staff, our item technicians are working on going through each page of items and giving them like these tags, and the tags will help with organization once the new system is out. And so there are thousands and thousands of individual um, items on the website. So that's taking them some time to go through that, organize it. Lily has done a really great job getting that all organized for everyone else to kind of follow along. Um, and that we're hoping this will be released soon. It's not going to probably happen like when in the next like couple weeks, but definitely our goal is. It's crazy to say next year, but next year is right around the corner. This is not going to be something that's going to be pushed off until like spring or summer. It'll definitely be happening this winter. There's just no specific release date. And so once we do get all the tags organized for items to help with organization, then it just comes down to making sure everything is moved over smoothly to our live website. And more items are obviously being added to the bunch of items that need to get these tags for organization because we're constantly releasing new items on the website with the recent event and great items and such. So that's just adding to the workload. And there's a question here, is this a search feature coming in inventory? Unfortunately, there is a search bar that'll be present, but the complete feature hasn't been coded yet for searching items in your inventory. But it's an update we hope to make soon after releasing the major update that's coming to the inventory. Our main focus for this update was really to make the load times for those larger inventories much faster, and you'll see that with this push of the new update. And then also there is the closet feature, which will allow you to save your avatars and re-equip them from your closet, so you're saving outfits and such. Welcome. Yeah, don't worry if you're late. We do record our discussions, and we have our outline, which will be released and posted on the website after the discussion too. So you can always reference then. So you can try and play catch up, or you can just jump right in and just participate in the current discussion too. Sometimes I think I've recreated an avatar because I really liked it, and I'll like make a new outfit, and then I'll be like, I don't like this one as much, and go back to the old one. So that's where I think maybe outfits would come in handy, or like if you are indecisive about the two, and so you won't wear one now and save the other one for later. Just giving a few of you some time to type before I continue. Great. All right. So, will there ever be instant messaging or chat rooms as a hangout space on Voltra? So, as of right, will there ever be? I don't see why not. I think it would be convenient to have a feature like that implemented into the website, just to offer you all like a space to chat with your friends for quick instant messaging. Yeah, I don't really have anything else much to say about that. I'm not for it, not against it. It really comes down to just our dev power and our priorities. Yeah, when I'm thinking about message like chat rooms or anything, I'm definitely thinking it wouldn't be a community thing where anyone can just go in. It would have to be like a created group. It definitely would be very difficult to moderate that, and I wouldn't want that getting out of hand. All right. And so we're going to move on to our next question. Is there ever going to be a way to utilize, reduce, reuse, reinventions for event bundles? And so that is the shop owned by Valentina, if you aren't familiar with it. And so the idea behind that shop is you can use what we call blueprints to craft unique items out of multiple items. And so as this question continues, for example, for users who always buy a lot of individual items before bundles are released, will there be a way to combine a full set into a bundle for space saving in the inventories? That's a really great suggestion. That's something that we've really talked about on staff. I'm not sure if that would be something we release, like maybe during events. We can always put the bundle in reduce, reuse, reinventions, and you can piece together a bundle with your items, your spare event items, and that would be available until the bundles leave shops. But I don't think we would leave the event bundles in there for all of time. I think it would only be during the event that they would be in shops at all. But something to think about for improvements with their inventory system, the ability to combine your event items back into a bundle. I'm not sure what that would entail for the coding side or and such, but something to think about. Okay, and now I don't have any of the questions word for word here in our community discussion submitted questions, but quite a bit of we had a few questions come through regarding staff applications, which I do apologize about. I know that it has been months, and we didn't reach out to the individuals who submitted applications to give them updates on their status. Um, So I do apologize about that. I know you guys are probably sitting there wondering, like, what the heck's going on with my application? Am I not accepted? Am I accepted? But there is still a halt on our hiring. We just have been pretty stretched with personal and just our current Voltra projects. I know the idea that more hands would distribute that workload better, but I've experienced bringing on new staff and them feeling lost, and me not having the amount of time I'd hoped to offer to them to get them comfortable with being on staff and like respond to them quick enough, or giving them the resources they need. And as much as we do have our own staff who are great and helpful, it's just something that I feel more comfortable doing when we have the resources in place for them. So I've been in school full time and working, so that's what's kind of been keeping me back from a majority of my admin duties that I try to do with all the free time I have for Voltra. So when I am on my break this next month, my priority is to get my staff applications in order. I reach out to those individuals who have applied already, schedule interviews, and hopefully have new staff members with this coming new year. So we have been working on like staff policies that are still a work in progress, and figuring out a way that makes our resources more readily available to our staff members, and more easily to navigate for them. But yes, again, I do apologize. I know it's been a waiting game for that. And one thing I want to improve on is making sure that we're updating you guys as much as possible A lot of the time when it seems like it's dead silence on the other end, it's because there just isn't any updates for that. But I'm more than willing to always give you updates, even if there isn't any updates, but notify you guys that there hasn't been any updates. And that's pretty much where our SAP applications are sitting right now. All right. If you do have any further questions about any topic for Voltra, you're welcome to post those in the community discussion questions channel, or just pop them here in the community discussion chat. While I go over some other topics, we're going to review our milestones, and then I'm going to drop some previews in for you all. So we can start with reviewing our milestones. So awesome job. We all just reached 1 million posts on the forums, which is a really big milestone. That's pretty amazing to think about. So we have the final post. It is ready. I think it's just being in the process of, getting uploaded by our item technicians, and so that'll be hitting the website very soon, which means that the 1 million milestone item will be leaving shops within the week. At the end of the week. Not the end of the week, sorry guys. And 1 week after the final post is added is what I'm trying to say. So here's a little preview for you all. All right, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so we were talking about our milestone items, and so our next posting goal is 1.5 million posts. And so it's going to be another leveling item for the community. So our first post will unlock at 1.1 million posts. The second post will unlock at 1.25 million posts, and then our third post will unlock at the 1.5 million post milestone. So the way that you all have been posting, I think we'll be hitting those very quickly. And then just a reminder that our next goal for Vaulties is 2,000. Oh no, 2,500, sorry. Yep, 2,500 Vaulties, and we're currently sitting at just a little over 2,100. And yep, so that's it for the milestone updates. Now we'll move on to our commons. So our common surge is on the 15th of every month. And so I just got two little previews to share with you today. I heard that at least one of these was a user's like suggestion for an item, or someone requested it. So yeah, there's that. You can't see every item that's on the avatar, and I think there's going to be, for sure, I've seen around like at least over 5 new comments that'll be coming. And so just to touch on our event, so we do have the Winter Solstice 2019 event planned for the end of this month. You can expect that coming closer to the end of the month. It definitely is going to be this year, 2019, not 2020. So we have another event right around the corner. And I have 2 previews for you all, supplied by the wonderful Ghost. And then just a reminder to be collecting those tickets every day from the Advent calendar. If you don't collect them one day, they're always there to collect the next day. It's not just like a one-day login thing and you can't get it again. So just want to make that aware to you all. They will have a use later on this month. I'm not going to speak on what the use is. but I think the community will enjoy it, and yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm pretty excited for what that will entail for you all. And it's always fun to see what. Well, I already kind of know what the illustration is for the advent calendar, but I think I always go to it every day and click it to unlock the next panel because I think it must be exciting to not know what the image is, and then you see the full thing. I hope it is, at least. All right. And so that is all I have to speak about today. Like I said, I do hope to plan another community discussion before the end of the year, and that's when I will share some previews of our January 2020 crate items and any new revelations that come within now and then. So we can move on to our raffle winners. So for those who submitted questions prior to the discussion, I have our winners here for a November December rare set. And we have 2 winners for this.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry. Come and play with Gigi. Come on, play with Grandma. Sorry, Sam.
Mom, just get out of here. All right, sorry. And our winners are, I'm probably going to butcher them as usual, but oh man, Laka, sorry, and FNE. That's all I got. That's my best go at that. Congratulations to you too, and thank you for submitting those questions prior to discussion, and to all our other members of the community who submitted questions prior to the discussion. It definitely gives me a good idea and kind of sets the discussion really, what we're going to discuss, and just what your guys' thoughts and such are of things going on in the community. And it always gives us new ideas too. It gets us brainstorming for what we can be introducing in the near future or the far future, because we know how some of the development of our projects go. So now we're going to go ahead and raffle off a November crate, 2 November crates, and then we'll raffle off 2 December crates. And so let's see here. Make sure that you've posted your username in the community discussion attendance channel, so you're not left out. All right, sorry for just going poof on you guys there. So our first winner of a November crate is Miss Sandman. And our second winner for a November crate, oh, no, whoops, fail. I totally posted it over in the wrong channel. Sorry, guys. There we go. And then our second winner for a November crate is Cozy. Congratulations to our one and only staff member who can win a crate today. All right, now we're going to move on to our December crates. And our first winner for a December crate is Goblin. And our second and final raffle winner today for a December crate is Dia. Congratulations to our winners. Thank you to everyone who did make the time to join us for our discussion today. Sorry if I was a little off. Like I said, my brain's just a little scrambled. But hopefully it wasn't too painful to listen to me blab for the last 50 minutes. If there's any last questions, I'm more than happy to stick around for a bit to answer any. If not, just because I end the discussion doesn't mean you guys aren't welcome to stick around and chat for a little bit as well. Or you can always take it over to the forums. You know, we all like extra activity going on there. And I will work on granting those raffle winner prizes immediately after ending the discussion. And you will get a private message from me once it's been granted to your account. And then also we should have the recording and outline uploaded by the end of tonight or early tomorrow morning as well. How much of our brainstorm is going to be passed on to the staff? Well, we had some staff present here today. I know Ghost is here. I don't know if I see anyone else. Oh, Cozy. Oh wait, we got Alethna. I'm gonna butcher even our own staff names, and looks like maybe I'm reading that wrong. Hadsvich, maybe not. Well, so technically what usually happens is I'll bring these to the admins, we kind of discuss them, and then we bring that to the staff for their input, or other way around when the staff members will bring it up. But we will see how much of this gets on to staff. I can't really say. I think it was a really good, I really enjoyed the discussion today. It was good feedback about like the games and using vaults or what reward would come from playing a game and such like that. That's really good to know. Also reintroducing items and such, that's also really good details to know. That helps us gauge where our economy is at as well and what you guys think of the economy. So yes, the crafting items, event items into a bundle is a very great idea to take out of the discussion today. It's just how about implementing it. So like I thought, from what I'm thinking personally, I really like the idea, and I think having the bundle there in reduce, reuse, reinventions towards the end of the event, where those who collected singular event items throughout the event have just all these items, and then you have the bundle at the end, which it would help get your inventories more organized. So I get that aspect for sure. But I will say, with the introduction of the update for the inventory system, there's a lot of organizational features coming with that'll help declutter your inventory and make it much more easier and faster for you to go through your items and equip them. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and end the discussion now, and I'm going to work on my admin duties afterwards. So you all have a wonderful night. Thanks again for joining us, and keep an eye out in our surges for the next date for our community discussion. I definitely plan on having one before the end of the year. And for all you who are celebrating, happy holidays, happy new year, because I don't know when I'm going to have the next discussion, but it definitely will be before the new year, so I'll just be repeating myself. But enjoy your holiday shopping if any of you are doing that, and be safe out here. The weather's already turning to crap, and there's ice like all over the place, so safe travels. All right, have a good night.